Firstly, Mikey, team news ahead of your penultimate game of the season on Saturday lunchtime.
Yeah, it's a slightly different story to last week, unfortunately. Obviously, it was only Charlie Rule missing out last week, but we're waiting on a few different players. So Yulia and Terry obviously had to come off, and they've missed training this week. So we'll review them today, along with a couple of others. And we'll see where we're at, but I'm expecting to be missing some players tomorrow, unfortunately.
Well, I guess it is what it is, but is there a positive in a sense that gives you an opportunity to look at others in the squad? There's obviously decisions for the club to make with recruitment and so on in the summer.
I think it's always an opportunity when someone misses a game, whether that's through injury, suspension. It always provides an opportunity for another player to come into the team. And I think from my perspective, the message has always been that everyone's involved. We're all in it together. I trust everyone that sets foot on the pitch in our squad, and that includes the academy players that come into our matchday squad. So from my perspective, I know that everyone's ready. I know that everyone's committed to finish the season as strongly as we can. So, yeah, as you say, we'll deal with the situation in the best way possible, and I'm really, really confident in whoever plays tomorrow to put in a performance.
And I guess the message is follow the example of Melina last week. You think she'd been there all season? What a performance in goal.
Yeah, I thought Mel was excellent, given that it was her debut. She's obviously not played in a game for a long time. So for her to come in and perform the way she did was credit to her and the way she's been training. And, also credit to Sophie Bagley as well, because they're, two top goalkeepers. We're really fortunate to have them. And obviously, Bagger's performances this season have been excellent as well. So, we're in a privileged position where we've got two strong goalkeepers to pick from. And they'll be pushing each other to be the best versions of themselves. And, we've seen on the men's side how that works and how that can be successful. So from my perspective, I'm just grateful to have two top goalkeepers in the squad.
So are you referring to the graciousness, you're saying, with which Sophie took the decision and dealt with it and supported Mal?
I just think, just the way they train together and push each other, and obviously Katie startups with Manchester City at the moment, but the same for them. And we've seen that all season in the goalkeeping department, that they work hard, they push each other, and they're competitive. So it's a really, really strong place to be.
How much have you all gained as a squad from last week's result? You said very nearly won at Spurs. That would have been a fantastic end to the season. But what do you take from that in terms of confidence and belief in what you're doing?
Yeah, I think we can take a lot of confidence from the performance. There was aspects of it that we really liked that were really linked to what we've been working on. As always, there were parts of it that we can improve on. It was a difficult end to the game. I thought Tottenham showed a lot of quality, a lot of energy, particularly in the second half. And, we knew that there was going to be a really, really difficult game, but I was really proud of the performance and the identity that the players showed. And obviously there's always a little element of disappointment when you're sort of 1-0 up in the 80th minute to then not come away with all 3 points. But like I say, I think, having watched the game back on reflection, I think it was probably a fair scoreline. And just for me, again, I'll always go back to the fact that, we're working through these processes. We're looking at specific areas of the game that we want to do really well in. And we saw good evidence of that on the weekend.
2 games left and a real chance, Mikey, to finish 7th. You will indeed go above Villa if you beat them on Saturday.
Yeah, it's great motivation, isn't it? And just the same as it's great motivation for Carla and her team to make sure we don't. So yeah, no, I'm expecting a really good game. You know, Aston Villa are a top side, and it was a good game last time we played in the cup. And obviously we came out the wrong side of that one on penalties. So you know, we'll be hoping to have a different outcome tomorrow.
I was going to ask, do you feel both clubs have perhaps slightly underachieved this season?
Yeah, I think obviously both clubs would probably like to be in a stronger position than we are at the moment. But you can see the foundations, and you can see the quality of players in both teams. And you know, I'm sure next season both clubs will be looking to challenge higher up the league.
And finally, your final home game, and you'll know the reality, second bottom of the home table. It's just one win in 10 all season. You're obviously only in charge for some of that, but that has to be something for the club to target next season, an improved home form, and that could be the rock to put you much higher in the table next season.
Yeah, definitely. And I think, you know, from our perspective as staff and players, there's a huge responsibility on us to deal with that and to improve that area of our season. You know, we've showed some excellent form in recent weeks away from home, and you know, we want to take that to Crawley. And tomorrow, one of the things that we've spoken about this week is the importance of finishing our home season on a high, because then that gives us momentum and belief going into next year.